Mama used to say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Mama used to say, you can take a fool to college, but you can't make him think. We grew up in the city, and you know that doggone, huh? This is a public service announcement, and its intended audience is for anyone who has been designated as a non-essential person or non-essential entity in a pandemic health crisis, for whom the utopian ideal and model of a classless society may have recently been interrupted by a bit of cognitive dissonance upon the declaration of an indefinite status until the public health crisis has been finally resolved. Particularly if you are not college educated, you may find yourselves in considerable confusion as to why an issue such as public mask wearing, which conforms to your common sense, has become suddenly political. And addressing this very topic on June 13th, reporters for the Washington Post, almost immediately after a facial mandate order had been imposed in the Commonwealth of Virginia, felt your pain and wrote the following empathetic words. 4 months of discord about the coronavirus epidemic have transformed the cloth mask into a potent political symbol, touted by the Democrats as a key part of communal responsibility, labeled by some GOP leaders as a sign of government overreach, and as a scarlet letter pinned on the leaf. For some, especially for those who believe that there is no bias in press reporting, may believe that this succinct summary presents an accurate description of the problem confronting Virginians today. And in that newspaper analysis, published under the bold headline, "Spate of New Research Supports Wearing Masks to Control Coronavirus Spread," buried a lead about 4 paragraphs down that you may not have even read in the 2.5 minutes that most Americans generally consume on any newspaper story that is fed to them in their daily news feed on their mobile devices, according to researchers at the Pew Research Center. Our findings suggest, in multiple ways, that the use of masks is highly protective in healthcare and community settings, said the author of the review, Holger Schoenemann, an epidemiologist and physician at McMaster University in Ontario. But that conclusion came with an important caveat. We have low certainty in that, Schoenemann said, meaning the authors cannot be strongly confident in the result. That conclusion sounds just a bit different from the headline, "Spate of New Research Supports Wearing Masks to Control Coronavirus Spread." And if you are ever invited to a poker game and don't know who the sucker is, it is probably you. Shortly thereafter, on July 23rd, Blue Virginia, a progressive blog with which, as validated by the recent election, a political majority of persons in the Commonwealth of Virginia may be familiar, especially in implementation of the Forward Virginia Plan, attempted to explain the controversy in terms which any progressive may describe as a balanced description of the controversy, stating, the following side-by-side comparison of posts this afternoon from Governor Ralph Northam, D., and the Virginia GOP frontrunner and only current candidate for governor in 2021, Amanda Chase, is extremely revealing. IMHO about where the two parties are right now, in sum, at least with regards to COVID-19. Ralph Northam and Virginia Democrats in general are driven by science and data, reality-based, responsible, reasonable, focused on all of us working together. Let's do the right thing, wear a mask. We can stop the spread of COVID-19, but we have to do it together. Amanda Chase and many of her Virginia GOP colleagues, sad to say, are scornful of science and data and driven by ideology, proven scientist statistics that show that the fatality rate is the same as the flu or less. Why then are we allowing to be controlled by fear and giving up our freedoms, inclined to buy into conspiracy theories? COVID was created out of China. COVID has been used by the liberalcrats and socialists to push their agenda, and prone to extreme hyperbole and hyper-individualism. I will not allow fear to cripple our economies, strip law-abiding citizens of their freedoms, and destroy Virginia's families. Your thoughts? Which approach do you prefer, Northam's or Chase's? According to the Arlington League of Women's Voters, an important role of education is to become critical thinkers and readers. And if you are not detecting a sense of author bias from just these news accounts, suffice it to say that there is far more work to be done in education. And we have a public health crisis in which, prayerfully, it is your hope to find in your best interest to survive, already having been designated as a non-essential person or entity by your choice. Or perhaps you believe, like your government, that despite the Constitution and those truths we hold to be self-evident, in a pandemic, it is not about your rights. My name is Major Mike Webb, and by God, I am running for governor of Virginia. I ask every Christian, every conservative, every Republican, every Virginian, and every American true to, like the motto of the infantry, follow me, and we shall overcome. Honest. And y'all come back now. This advertisement was authorized by Mike Webb.